to the same person to get my haircut for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, probably longer than that. I'm very loyal, sometimes loyal to a fault. And I had just noticed that this place, I'm not going to mention any names, had started making some questionable hires. And the quality of their work and like what I originally went there for just wasn't aligning with my values and kind of my standards. So I was like a lost dog. I was going to barbershop after barbershop, some like real traditional barbershops,
Yeah.
some newer, more modern barbershops uptown, and I just couldn't find anywhere that just felt like home,
Yeah.
was nice, was personable. And my wife actually works out right here at Burn Boot Camp, and I went over and did a joint workout with her, and I saw this, and it's funny because I've never noticed it. We go over here to Abbott's and get ice cream,
Yeah.
and I was just like, oh, there's a barbershop right there. I'm gonna look them up. Just from this online social presence, I was like, ooh, I like this vibe. This is really cool. It's tattoos, it's motorcycles, it's Americana,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So I
Right.
called you guys up. I think the only person that had availability, which I found out was one of your newest hires, Kelly.
Yeah.
She's amazing, by the way.
Yes, she is.
Came in, and my old stylist or barber or whatever you want to call him would take 45 minutes doing my hair, and she would always complain that I have so many cowlicks and that it was just super hard to do. And I just kind of was, Kelly was done with a haircut that was on par, if not better than
Yeah.
what I was previously getting in 20 minutes. And as a busy man, like as someone with 3 kids, a wife that keeps me busy, I'm a real estate agent. I do full time consulting. Like I'm all over the place. This YouTube production. So we were
Right.
just talking
Right.
off camera about all the marketing and how much time is in there. 20 minutes is a lot, right? So being able to save that 20 minutes and have a haircut that was this cool in a place that's this cool, I'll let you talk about it here more in a second. But tell me, like, where did all this come from? Like this idea, this
Yeah.
whole vibe. Tell me about it a little bit.
Yeah. So of course, growing up, my father took me to a barbershop. Growing up, and those are good memories. Those were nice. Those were enjoyable Saturday mornings and memories.
Yeah.
It was the old school barbershop. I used to smoke while they're cutting your hair, and it was a hangout, and it was good stuff. But it was where kind of kids or young men learn how to be around other men
Yep.
and learn how to behave and carry yourself and shake hands and look people in the eye and introduce yourself, and those skills that seem very small but are very important. And you can be in an environment where you can build your confidence as a young man or whatever. But those were just good times with me and my dad, and my brother. But and then fast forward, I ended up wanting to do it for a living. Um, didn't start out doing this for a living. Went to college, business degree, got into project management, got into healthcare and project management. Did that for over a decade.
Yeah.
Um, and just got kind of bored and burnt out with it, and wanted to do something else. Wanted to get out of corporate America. Um, so I said, you know what? I had to let me start. I'm going to start all over. I'm going to start all over. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to get into hair. I'm going to go back to school for hair, um, with the hopes of having my own place someday. And then when I worked in different salons and different barbershops, and kind of picked up my skill set, and picked up what I liked about places, what I didn't like about places, how things were managed, how things were ran, how the barbers were from their skill set to their customer service levels, like just all those things, and taking all those things into account, and really feeling like, what, everything matters. Everything that we do in here matters. So I wanted to build a place that, whether you were getting your hair cut or you were cutting hair, this is where you wanted to be, in the chair or behind it. you want to be here.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I wanted to design, a place for men, a place for guys to come in and feel welcomed, feel comfortable, um, come in and relax, meet people, hang out. It's very, very community oriented here. I sponsor, like you mentioned Skybrook earlier. I've been sponsoring stuff for Skybrook for 6 years now almost.
Yep.
So um, just being involved, getting involved in everything I can. I do men's nights, guys' nights, bourbon tastings, father son nights, dad's nights. Um, just do different things for guys in the community.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I'm going to post in the link below the link to their website and social media so you guys can go on there and check all that out. Um, what about you? Are you from Charlotte? Are you from
I'm
North
from
Carolina?
Ohio Valley. I'm from
Okay.
Pittsburgh area.
So what brought you down to North Carolina?
My brother, actually. My brother and I have always been close. He moved here in '97.
Okay.
And then I would visit over the summers. And after 2 or 3 summers of visiting, I moved down.
Yeah.
So I think I moved here in 2000. So I've been here 24 years.
You're almost a transplant.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That 30-year mark is when you're officially Southern.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I'll be there soon.
There you go.
So yeah, then once I moved down, our parents moved down
That's
2 years
how it
after
goes.
that. So it's been home for a long time.
Yeah. As someone who married an upstate New Yorker and has seen some of their family starting to trickle down, it really is like that one magnet moves and then you go and visit. And there's something about the Carolinas, there's something about Charlotte. I've been all over the world, all over the country. It's just a different vibe. It's a little more, you still get that big city feel when you go uptown.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do as far as like the Whitewater Center, NFL, NBA, there's baseball, there's soccer. There's a lot to do. There's also a lot of like, I would say kind of culture and community. And I know I was on your website. You do a lot of biker events.
Yeah, yeah.
How's that in the Charlotte area?
It's great. So I I have my close friends ride motorcycles. I have um, friends that own small businesses. I have friends that own uh, custom motorcycle shop, Foundation Moto. I have just friends that. So we got together and we were like, you know what? Let's build like a. I wanted to build like a community of
Yeah.
riders, guys that come to the shop, guys that don't come to the shop, anybody that rides a bike, doesn't matter. Whatever kind of bike, doesn't matter. It's people that like to ride. So I created this series. It's a 7 month series. I started it last season. This is a second season now, and it's great. It's once a month for 7 months. It's called Sambuco's Lunch Lap, and it's just a nice Sunday afternoon cruise, back road cruise to a different lunch destination every month. So it's just we meet up here at 11 o'clock, hang out, look at all the bikes, talk, catch up, network, whatever. I have a pre-planned route.
Yep.
It's different every month, different area, different ride, and then we cruise back roads to get some good food and cruise back, hang
That's
out.
awesome.
Sometimes we come back here and have some bourbon or some beers, have some cigars. It's nice. It's a nice Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
It's always good people, great people, good ride. It's usually around. I think the last ride we had 40 some people.
That's a good turnout.
Yeah, it's a big group ride.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I don't have a motorcycle. Otherwise, I'd say I do. I don't think my wife would be too fond of me saying, "Hey, babe, bought on a bike." Not yet, at least.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, what do you want someone who maybe is moving down to Charlotte or relocating from Valentine or the Denver area or maybe even the beach or the mountains, just wherever? They're moving to Huntersville. What do you want them to know about Sambuco and like what separates you from all the other barbershops?
That's a great question. I think one of the biggest. I think the biggest thing that separates us is my business model and my crew. I mean, it's a beautiful shop. It's a nice place. I've put a lot into it. My wife and I designed it together. But what makes it stand out is the people that work here.
Yeah.
Um, so all the barbers are professional, career, um, passionate about what they do. They enjoy what they do. They're professional. Their customer service is top notch. So with the business model that I put in place, and this goes back to me saying, like, I wanted somewhere where people want to be, like whether you're cutting hair or getting your hair cut. So to work here, you got to have like 10 years of experience barbering.
So it's not like a great
Period.
clips where you can just
No,
come in out of school and start chopping hair.
no, absolutely not. I don't hire like apprentices. I don't do. I just got out of school. Like none of that. Like everybody here is a veteran professional, and that makes a huge difference because you can sit in anybody's chair, and I have I have people that work here that were national instructors, work for different huge companies in the hair industry, and that were instructors in the hair industry for years, and people that have been behind the chair for years, anything from 10 years experience to 22 years
Yeah.
experience, and everything in between. So it's just you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. It's a lot of shops you go and you're like, oh man, what am I going to get? It's a
Yeah.
crapshoot. Like, does this guy have experience? Has he been cutting hair? Is he new? Am I going to get butchered? And you take a chance. And but here you're guaranteed to have a good service,
And
customer
what's
service, and the skill set of the barber. It's got to be both.
yeah,
It can't be one without the other.
yeah.
It
That's a
can't
good
be
point.
I'm great at cutting hair, but
I'm a jerk.
well, I'm a jerk. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
And you can't be the nicest person in the world and suck at cutting hair.
Yep.
You got to have both in here.
I think what's really cool about that is there's other barbershops in Charlotte that are way more expensive, way more, almost double. Like I paid 70, $80 for a haircut a couple months ago. And I walked out of there feeling like,
It's outrageous.
yeah, I walked out of there feeling kind of used, to be honest. I was like, man, that wasn't fun. The guy wasn't nice. And I'm not even really in love with the haircut. And
Right.
this is not like the most difficult haircut in the world. I don't think. I don't cut hair, so I don't know, right? But
Right.
I don't think it is. It's just
So I mean,
back and
you
over,
got a
right?
fade. Yeah, you wear a nice tight fade. Come over. I mean, it's pretty common.
And just people just don't get it right for whatever reason. Maybe I do have a lot of comments, but neither here nor there.
It shouldn't matter,
It
really. Know what you're doing.
it blew me away how professional, how nice she Kelly held a conversation with me pretty much the whole entire time, and it was like a genuine conversation. It wasn't just a "Hey, how's your day going?" type of conversation. She was asking me like where I'm from, what do I do, how long have I been here, like or like up in Huntersville, what's my favorite thing to do in Huntersville, talking about my kids and my wife. Like we got into a pretty good conversation.
Nice.
And then on the next time in, she actually remembered a lot of it. It wasn't just like another cog in the wheel.
Right.
It was I pick up on that customer service.
Yeah.
I used to own a restaurant, so customer service
Wow.
is like really important to me.
Right. It is. It's super important.
Cleanliness is very important. You guys have 100 out of 100 on your sanitation score.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things in here that I mean, I love the Americana tattoo stuff.
Yeah.
I love sugar skulls; they're everywhere. Even though I don't have a lot of tattoos, I want sugar skulls. Like that's my thing. And like the lounge area, which I'll cut to some B-roll now on that. But like the lounge area is really cool. The apparel is really cool. The logos are cool. Like everything you can tell is just very very well thought out. So
Nice.
as an entrepreneur to another, kudos to that.
Thank you
You
very
built
much.
a very cool brand.
Appreciate
Any
it.
thoughts about franchising it out?
Yeah, man, honestly, when I started, my goal was to have 3 shops.
Yeah.
And, doing things the way I do it, like the way I manage it, the way I run it, the way, like our standards. I have Megan, our shop manager, takes care of the place. She keeps it very clean.
Very.
Like, I don't even like hair on the floor. Nice and clean, right? So she manages this place just fantastic, and we've been working together for 5 years now, and it's just everything's dialed in. But what's difficult about duplicating it is the level of talent that I have in here and the business model.
Yeah.
So, like, it's hard to find the people that I have in here, especially to put that many people all in one room together is difficult. So, it's been way more difficult than I expected it would be to kind of have such high standards and run things the way I want and manage them the way I want. Yeah, it's difficult to find, another 6, another 12, another 8, people at their level with their level of customer service, their skill set. Yeah, it's proven difficult to duplicate.
I can understand that. I can understand that. But it sounds like you're taking your time. You're not rushing it. So
Yeah, not forcing anything.
Yeah.
Growing organically, and just letting our work speak for itself.
Perfect. Where can people find you?
We're in Edison Square. And Concord is our address. But however, like you were saying, across the street is Huntersville. The other side that way is Charlotte. Behind us, I live in the neighborhood. I live in Highland Creek. I'm just behind the shop. I have a Charlotte address, but I'm in Cabarrus County.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that's where we are. We're right where
it's very Charlotte
Yeah.
area. Like
yeah.
when you go downtown Charlotte, the road turns into another road, turns into another road. This is like a 4 points or 5 points, if you will, between Huntersville, Charlotte, Cabarrus, Concord. Like
Yeah.
it is a little bit of a cluster. But that being said, people come in or book an appointment with you.
Great thing to do is call the shop.
Okay.
You can reach us at 704-261-3030. But you can also reach us online. Our website, sambucobarberco.com. Our Instagram, Sambuco Barber Co. And you can book through there as well. You can book through our website. You can book through our Instagram. You can call us, whatever you want to do. Whatever's easy.
Cool.
But we can always just give us a call if you need a hand booking.
That's it. Well, this has been another local business owner interview with Trace Sales Place. Todd, I really appreciate your time.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers. Welcome to the neighborhood.